I was just in the car tonight, and the Savage show was on. It's FM 105.9, about 7:45 Pacific, um, and they had a wonderful person who called in. I don't know what his name is or what his background is, but he had an excellent understanding of the drug problems in the United States and some of the current problems that are almost never expressed by our government, and things we have to fear or prevent and work against in the future. Um, Unfortunately, I don't know who he is, and maybe he doesn't want to be known, but he was an excellent person on the radio show, and he really spoke about how the gangs are infiltrating on certain paths across the United States, Florida to Michigan, and that path's going to be even worse with the job losses in Michigan. A lot of people will turn to drugs and corruption for their income. And then, of course, that extends out to Oakland and down to Los Angeles, into Houston, and across the border in Mexico. And of course, with Cuba opening up for the poor Cubans, that turns out to be a good way to funnel drugs in and out, along with money that it gets. Um, and then I was watching also a news show, which talked about the increasing number of truckers bringing in loads and loads of drugs through the trucks as they cross the border, and how few of those trucks are being searched. So it's really easy passage with very little risk, except it really ruins Americans and creates a big problem over here. And Americans have to stop creating the desire for the drugs and start working to stop the drugging of America. We can't be a strong country if we have people who are using a lot of drugs regularly. The Wall Street crash partly is related to drugs. Those bankers and traders on Wall Street for many, many years, since the 70s, have been using heavily in some of the drugs, cocaine and so forth. And these drug problems lead to other problems, lead to needing more money, need to corruption, needing to blackmail, lots and lots of things. So all Americans have to pull together, and we need to make sure that people that we have in front of us, there's no way to make sure somebody is not using drugs or hasn't been baffled by the drug people, and a lot of them have. But we need to continue to work to expose what's going on and to try to decrease the drugs that are pouring in. Of course, Afghanistan has a huge poppy crop, thanks to our allowing them to go back and grow and farm. And those poppies are given to our soldiers, and they come in through other means to the mainland and Hawaii and Alaska. And so we have to protect our people while they're over there. We don't want them too stressed out. We don't want them wanting to party with heroin or other drugs they may find in Afghanistan or Iraq. And we need to keep them safe so that when they come home, they are useful as husbands and friends and so forth, fathers. So it's a very, very good show today on the Savage thing, as far as that one talk show guest who called in, and I don't know his name, but it was a pleasure to hear him.